I was reading this book the other day and I stumbled across something that caught my eye. And that would be the X-15 project from NASA back in the 60s. So I hopped onto my computer and decided to investigate. Watched a couple documentaries and read a few articles. And now I feel like I'm the expert on the topic. And I'm ready to give you the talk of your life on NASA's forgotten spacecraft. First things first, the X-15 rocket wasn't your normal spacecraft. It was more like a space shuttle. Just, it didn't take off vertically, it took off horizontally and also landed horizontally. So technically it took the best parts of a fighter jet or a commercial jet and the best parts of a rocket. Now, of course, this is a very, very difficult thing to do, since a jet or an aeroplane takes in air from its surroundings so that it can propel itself forward and high up, while a rocket has all of its energy stored inside of it. So it was quite tough to try and find the perfect balance, because if they went straight for just the jet style, it won't actually go past the Kármán line, which is where we determine where space is. And because it was so incredibly hard, only 2 X-15 rockets actually passed the Kármán line, or at least that's what it says in here. But in the end, the concept was proven. A high-speed rocket plane was possible. And now that is being carried on through to today, since something called the X Prize in the name of the X-15 was set up, where somebody, I forget his name, and who was funded by a very rich family, set up a $10 million prize for a commercial company who created a plane. If it got into space, they would be given the $10 million. They did it. They achieved it. Somebody in a space plane called the Spaceship One. And in the end, that company was actually bought by the billionaire Richard Branson. And Richard Branson set up something called Virgin Galactic, which is, you may have heard of Virgin Atlantic, which is kind of his airline. Now he's doing like a spaceship thing, which is just super cool. So he bought that and basically he commissioned them to create Spaceship 2, which is an absolutely colossal version of Spaceship 1. It'll reach the Kármán line and it'll do some absolutely wild things. And in the end, that happened. And the Spaceship 2 is actually flying now as well. And Richard Branson himself has even gone to space in it. But why is this NASA's forgotten spaceship? Well, it is because of the Apollo missions, most likely, since this project was done during the time of the Cold War, when space was the big thing. So there were just so much space stuff going on. It was hard for the X-15 project to really get any airtime with the Apollo project going on. And it was around the same time period that they landed Neil Armstrong on the moon. And think about it. Have you ever heard of the X-15 spaceplane before watching this video? If you haven't, make sure to subscribe. If you have, then I'll settle for a like. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.